Hi there, Golf Course Superintendent Stu Sheridan here. This week's video will focus on an update on the Greenside Bunker project, and also we'll discuss the seed head that we see on our Poa annua greens. Thank you for watching. For the Greenside Bunker project, we're about halfway to completing the overall project. Initially planned was to complete the project over May through September, so 5 months. We started this project a month ahead of time, so at the start of April. So 5 months to complete the project puts us at the end of August. However, we did gain some good progress while the golf course was closed. So instead of the end of August, this may mean completion is mid-August. We will see how the project continues with the progress that we're making so far, but that's the tentative timeline that we're planning right now. For 4 and 12, the asphalt has been paved this week, and then the concrete section will also be done this week. We're planning on sodding 4 of the bunkers here around 4 green and 12 green, and potentially the front left bunker on number 4 as well. Next week, the contractors will return to this half of this large bunker between the 2 greens before irrigation is installed, and then that's sodded also. Construction work has begun on number 6, and then from there number 7 and 8 before moving up to the top 4 holes on the golf course.
Hi everyone, Second Assistant Superintendent Denver Hart here to talk a little bit about Poa annua seed head on our putting greens, how it affects playability, and how we're managing it. So our putting greens here at Capilano are comprised of Poa annua. It's the prevalent grass species here in the Pacific Northwest, just due to the amount of annual rainfall and year-round mild temperatures. It also makes a great putting surface just due to its dense and upright growth habit, and is found at clubs all over the world that have hosted major tournaments. So one very unique thing about Poa annua compared to other grass species found on golf course putting greens is its ability to produce a seed head at a very low mowing height. Even under a height of cut at greens height, Poa annua is still able to produce a seed head, and this affects playability due to the uneven surface that it creates. The plant producing seed head is a very natural process, and it's just the plant's way of reproducing. The amount of seed head often varies due to the overall health of the green and just the environmental conditions that it sits in. There are many different biotypes of Poa annua on our putting greens, some that are annual, which do produce a seed head, and some that are perennial and do not produce a seed head. So here we are on 5 green, which is a perfect example of a green that has more of the perennial type Poa annua than the annual type. You can see in the background here, these white blotches are just the annual type sticking out more in the perennial stand. So if we take a closer look here, we can distinctly tell the difference between the 2 types of Poa annua. We have our annual type here with the puffy white looking seed head, and then around these 2 patches is the perennial type. And if we just take another look at the rest of the green, you can see that mottled type effect that it gives off with the 2 species in and amongst themselves. So we're here now on 8 green, which is opposite to 5. It has more of the annual type Poa annua, which, if you can see here, is giving it that white color look across the entire surface. Here is another look at 8 green. This time we're seeing these small patches to be the perennial type, whereas the grass around it is the annual type, which you can see all of that seed head. A perfect example of a green that is 50-50 annual and perennial is here on 16 green. If you can see just over my shoulder here, how that gives a very camouflaged type of look. In some parts of the world, there are chemical products that suppress the seed head production. However, those are not products that are registered here in Canada. So the one thing that we aim to do to get the seed head off is we walk mow with a special brush that stands up the seed head and allows us to mow this off the surface and create a smoother, more consistent putting surface throughout the day.
As you can see here, the black brush ahead of the cutting reels is spinning back towards the operator. The brush is just aggressive enough to stand up the seed head and does not cause any bruising or injury to the turf itself. Here is a closer look at before and after the brush cut. On the left-hand side, we have the uncut with more seed head, and on the right, we have the majority of the seed head removed.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video informative.